So, it's Easter weekend. We're coming into some Christ vibes. And it's just so fascinating to read the stories and to learn more and more. Not necessarily what I learned in Sunday school, or even what I learned in my religious studies in college, but to really just examine it all. And when I do, from where I'm at today in my beliefs, in my spirituality, I just have some questions. And it's interesting because I actually had some questions when I was little too. I don't know why I have this. I'm outside and there's no one around me. I actually had some questions when I was younger too about all that religion stuff. Some of it didn't make sense to me, but I was told that children are not they don't speak unless they're spoken to, and you don't question what grown-ups tell you. So, okay, I'm at this church, and a bunch of these grown-ups are telling me to believe this thing, this story, and this, like, really big, powerful part of life that I could feel the love at times, and that was the part that I liked. I love the singing. I felt like I understood things like be kind, be good. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I kind of want to do that anyway. I kind of love nature and all of that. I get the whole rainbow thing, love that story with Noah's Ark. Love me some rainbows, they're pretty amazing. Anyway, I kind of got a lot of it I didn't get. A lot of it felt very hypocritical. And that's where my religious studies really helped heal a lot of that confusion and that angst, where I just got to a point in my adolescence where I just rejected the whole fucking thing. I was like, I don't want to be in this church. Like, this is all a bunch of hypocritical grown-ups telling us kids we have to be good and can't be liars and can't be lustful and you're gonna be sinners, and then watch them all do it. It's like, what the fuck? I'm over it. Rejected. Then got myself in college, took a religious class, and I was like, oh, well, now it makes sense, because when you study it as part of a human construct, a part of history, you just realize it's all made up. Okay. But even then, it gets you a little angsty, because then, you realize you've been brainwashed for a good part of your life. And the journey continues, and then you start to understand spirituality, and that I could embrace all of those feelings that I had that were about, like, life being beautiful and loving people and wanting to be kind and be in service and share love. Like, I got a lot of love. I feel it all the time, and I really do want to share it. And that it's really, 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 really okay for me to be sexual. It's more than okay. That was a big one in the block of being raised evangelical Christian specifically, but that was just where my background comes from, so I can speak to that. But I know that different religions across the board obviously condemn sexuality. So anyway, going into that place of, it's a Christian Christ-based holiday this weekend of Easter. And wow, what it, not only a healing, but just like a revelation to understand Christ as a man and as a teacher, and the message being that, yes, I am a son of God, but so are you. We all are. We all have divinity within us. And being one of the first bearers of that movement, of that message, he was a leader of a movement. But it was a lot for people to wrap their head around, that they are God and it's not something outside of them, or that was just bestowed on a few blessed people, then making them the leaders, them the power, them the king, then the emperor, then the priest, then the whatever. Can't be everyone, because then, oh, I tripped. Why did I trip? Tripped up. We tripped up. We tripped up as humanity to think that we had to live that way. Not in equity and not in our divinity. And Christ was a verbalizer of that message as his human expression, and he had many supporters that got it too. And Mary Magdalene, oh man, she's been with me, like her vibes. So I've just been fascinated to learn about this woman. Again, not from the story of what I was told in Sunday school, but, or even what if you look up in Google, as I was doing some research this morning, that she was not important, and she just wiped feet. And yeah, pretty diminished story along the way of who she was. And it's kind of interesting because she's like, yeah, she wasn't really that important. She just followed. This is an like oversimplification, but she was known for wiping and washing Jesus's feet, with her tears and drying them with her hair, in this very subservient position and place to a man. And at the same time, she was the one who witnessed the resurrection. Without her as a messenger, the resurrection wouldn't even be a thing. She was the one that went to the tomb. And if it wasn't for her, would that have even happened? And if it wasn't for her own divinity to then see Christ ascend and to be the channel and the connectivity to then share the message in which he shared with her, that he's returning home to source, but that to continue his message, just continue, like, even though he's not there in physical form, please keep spreading the love. Keep spreading and telling people that they are incredible, beautiful, intelligent, unique expressions of life and love. That's what love, the power of love really is. And when we live from a place of love, there's way more peace on this earth. It's like heaven on earth. And she was the messenger of that. But yet how interesting that on this holiday, the main event is about Christ passing, and very little mention of the woman who pretty much orchestrated it all. So I'm not really down to celebrate religious holidays. It's not my thing. But, you know, this weekend, I think I'm going to definitely take some moments and really honor this woman and honor Mary Magdalene and Christ and the whole thing. Not in reverence because somehow there's a hierarchy of divinity between humans, but that they were thought leaders of a movement and helped spread a message that I was told in the stories of Sunday school. And they've been a little convoluted over several thousands of years, depending on who gets their hands on the pen and paper and wants to translate the story. But that at the core of it, at the heart of it, they were thought leaders and very courageous to put their lives and use their lives as vessels for that message of life. Because not everyone wants that message to be spread. But that's just the power of love. That's just the power of love. Dun, 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 dun. Anyone else with that 80s song right now? Okay. Just me, I guess.